Hey, Kalika. Apparently, Kalika is going to talk today. Yeah, right. She's trying to lay on my lap.
Come here. Punch you in the nose.
Today I'm doing this live more for Brooke again in case she's still there by herself. Not that my other subs aren't welcome to pop on. They are. But it's a weekend where she has none of the kids home. So I just texted her and let her know that I was on and trying to give her a minute to see if she can pop on because I checked she's not doing a live on TikTok or anything. So we'll see. Besides, I haven't even eaten breakfast yet, so. And of course, Kalika finally lays down on my lap. Had to wipe off my hands because I got myself all sticky. Taking the lid off my cup or whatever you want to call it that I drink my pop in. Actually, let me wipe this off too because sometimes sticky gets all over the place. Yeah, I know. This is attractive, huh? Nobody wants to sit here and watch me hacking up stuff. And I still haven't gotten my 8-minute video uploaded yet because I don't know which computer to, which laptop of mine to put it on. Sorry, the sun behind me is whitewashing me, so I mean, I could turn the light on, but I don't think it would help much. And I can't move to turn on my unicorn light because if I do, Kalika will think that means that she has to get down. So I can't really do much of anything right this second. But I better get my sunglasses put over here somewhere or something so they don't get all scratched up. Because the case for them is in my purse, which is right below me, but I can't grab that either because of Kalika. I've been sneezing a lot today. Must be allergens in the air. I don't have to worry about it being the onset of another cold or anything because I've been wearing my mask when I'm indoors. Like at stores and restaurants and stuff. And I only take my mask off in the restaurants to eat. But like if we're walking around the Kroger store or something, I try to keep it on because I don't want to get sick again. Not after that nightmare I went through that, had me for 16 days. Because that's how long it took before the coughing was finally completely gone. My resin is out for delivery. So once it gets here, most likely I'm going to go ahead and maybe I'll just keep the live going while I'm doing it. So my subs can actually watch me, mixing the resin, adding the colors, adding the mica powder, adding the oil ink. Sorry for all the spitting, but that's what the Alka-Seltzer does to break up any congestion and this and that. It helps me sleep. It helps me with the pain. I'm not taking it because I'm sick. I'm taking it for the pain and to sleep. Because there are nights when I'll be laying it'll be like I'll be trying to go to sleep and won't be able to fall asleep for nothing. Insomnia, they call it. And I just hope I don't end up developing an immunity to it. And sometime today, we're probably, I don't know. Within the next hour or so, or whenever Chris wants to go, I'll have to pop off here and go get dressed, and so we can go over to the store because we still got to get rent and the water bill yet. And I'm sitting here like freaking my stomach growling at me because I'm hungry because I haven't even had a chance to get a bowl of cereal. And I have no more fruit and nut mix to munch on. I already ate all my peanut butter. This might be her now. Saying, I'll be on in a minute, Mama. Let's see. Sounded like a notification bell going off. But I'm trying to zero in on what. Oh, what the heck. Let's see what my goddess card is today. Is there a message for me today from this deck? One card. Daily message. Aphrodite. Goddess of love and desire, your radiance and beauty shine, and all matters of the heart are blessed at this time. Uh, if you are in an existing relationship, you can expect romance to flourish. This is a good time to pamper yourself, to reawaken your sensuality, and to embrace the lover within yourself. Aphrodite is the Greek goddess of love and beauty, um, of sexuality and desire, born of the sea, foam. Uh, her name means born of the sea foam. Aphrodite's husband, Hephaestus, was clever and a skilled craftsman. He made beautiful golden jewelry for Aphrodite, which she adored. He also made her a magical girdle, which would make her even more irresistible to men. Working with Aphrodite can be very helpful for women who wish to be beautiful, seductive, and empowered. Perhaps you have low self esteem or think that you are not attractive enough to be deserving of love. Connecting with Aphrodite can help you to overcome those inhibitions and to restore your faith in your own attractiveness. Rediscover the lover within yourself and have the confidence to love and have fun again. Which, I have been trying to do and everything. But I don't know how well I've done. Okay. I wish they wouldn't have changed the format of these. Oh, that's better. Okay, let's see what my angel card is today. What is my angelic message from this deck for today? Retreat. This is a time for reflection, solitude, and contemplation. Sounds good. Retreat can represent a spiritual journey in which you look for answers to deep seated questions. This search is a solitary one, and you need to find time alone to withdraw from the world around you. Through quiet self evaluation, prayer, or meditation, you will look at your life with a deeper, more spiritual understanding to lighten your darkness and find a new direction. Yes, please. The answers lie within you, and the solution may present itself in a simple way. Angel message: God's answers are clear and simple and within your reach. I like that. Spirit animal. I really like this one. Okay, what spirit animal is with me today from this deck? And what is your message? Independence. Kitty cat. Look at a cat, and you will immediately feel what its spirit expresses: total self confidence and independence. Of course, cats can give us great gifts of love, and some of them can be very social too. But in their core being, they are always self sufficient and sure of what they want and don't want. If this card shows up, it may be time to connect to this energy. Have you felt too dependent on someone or something lately? Do you think someone else may have something you lack and need, like love, money, or power? Go back to yourself and feel that, like the cat, you have all the resources you need to be happy. Everything is already inside of you. By realizing this, you will feel an immediate sensation of freedom and confidence. Message from the cat. You are a self sufficient and sovereign being. You don't need to depend on anything or anyone else to achieve happiness in your life. I like that. That's just me saving it. Then we have Soul Wisdom. This is a pretty deck. What is my Soul Wisdom card today? And message. Ooh, that's a pretty one. Balance. It's the chakras. The material and the spiritual are but two parts of one universe. Bring harmonious equilibrium into your life and one truth. By overstressing one part or the other, man fails to achieve the balance necessary for harmonious development. Paramahansa Yogananda, whatever that means. Good, she got down. Message. It is important to feel balanced and grounded in this world. Take note if your choice of work spiritually nourishes your hungry soul. Know that you are supported, secure, and safe in taking every step towards achieving your dreams. Express your creativity by following the passionate voice that speaks from your heart. Reclaim your personal power, knowing that nothing can hinder your determination to be happy. Learn to love unconditionally and expand your heart so wide that nothing or no one can break it. Freely express yourself with a clear, strong voice without any limitations or self doubt to live a life in the rhythm of self expression. Your intuition is the insight for guiding your vision and living your dreams. Feel your magnetic spiritual connection with the divine. Introspection. How would my life appear if it were perfectly balanced? How would I feel to be evenly poised? What is one action that I can take today in order to experience more equilibrium? Affirmation. I now experience perfect balance in my life. Yes, please. That's always nice, right? If you don't have balance, you don't really have much of anything. And I save the card and write a little message on it just saying, my card for today. So if I want to go back and review it or I feel a pull to go back and review it, I will. Sacred Feminine. Okay, what is my Sacred Feminine message today from this card, from this deck? Ooh, Diva's Dream. That's pretty. Diva's Dream guides you to let your tears flow, to release the pain, allow the reality of loss and trauma to be. Dream about new possibilities. The bees represent a new perspective. They will show you how to interpret things from a different point of view. Be like the butterfly and realize you are no longer who you once were. And like the butterfly, you will be transformed into a beautiful new being to experience life in a new way. Keep a dream journal and wait for the bees and butterflies to reveal themselves. Deeper interpretation. Earth divas sleep in a dreamscape combining both night and day. The first stars of the evening twinkle in the darkening sky as the Earth divas dream of rebirth, growth, and transformation. Salmons work their way upstream on their quest to spawn a new generation, and a long, difficult battle is nearing its end. The Earth Diva weeps tears of sadness and tears of joy. She knows the gift of life comes at a cost because the cycle of life includes death. In moments of sorrow, there are sometimes glimpses of joy, like the fluttering of butterflies and buzzing of bees. They remind you to see things in a different way, from a different angle, to gain new perspectives. Wisdom comes from compassion, understanding that life is fleeting, magical, beautiful, and contradictory. In dreams, all things are possible. You know what to do on a Sunday, right? And the last deck I have with these is my empath guidance and empowerment. Okay, I need to stop with the sneezing. What is my message from this deck today? Assertiveness. Set firm boundaries. Use assertiveness with kindness. You have drawn this card today because there may be a situation in your life right now that is calling for some firm boundaries to be set. It is important as a highly sensitive person to set boundaries and stick to the boundaries you set. At times, it is necessary to draw the line in the sand. As a highly sensitive person, it is in your nature to be helpful, kind, compassionate, and generous. You will help others in any way you are able to do so. True. In turn, this can leave you feeling drained and taken advantage of for your kind and generous nature. Yeah. When you feel you are being taken advantage of, it is okay to say no without explaining yourself. Until you get to this level, you can use assertiveness with kindness to get your message across. Set a firm boundary and remain consistent with it. Over time, those who take advantage will learn they can no longer do so. An example would be someone who tends to show up at your house unannounced or without being invited. You can simply say, I would appreciate it if you would give me some advance notice before showing up at my home. I may have company and I don't want to create an awkward situation where I won't be able to spend time with you as I've already made plans to do so with another friend, or for you to make a wasted trip. The time we share with each other is valuable to me. I just need some advance notice before you come over. Another example is someone asking to borrow things or money off of you and it's never returned or paid back in kind. If they've borrowed things and not returned them, you could say, I have noticed the things that I have loaned you in the past have not been returned to me. Until those items are returned, I am unable to loan out any more things to you. I don't mind lending things to you every now and then, but it is important to me that they are returned to me in a reasonable amount of time. I work very hard for the things that I do have. It is important that you respect that. If it involves borrowing money, the next time this occurs, you could simply say, I'm sorry, I'm unable to help you this time, as I have unexpected things arise during this time that need my attention, or my funds are limited this month to the things that are necessary for myself and family. I am unable to help you at this time. Eventually, those who take advantage will get the message and will stop asking for things. Affirm. When I set firm boundaries, I am giving myself self care and love. In order to be my best for others, I must first take care of myself. Establishing healthy boundaries brings me a sense of peace I deserve to have in my life. Crystal Assist. Rutilated quartz attracts love and stabilizes relationships. Now, that one I can attest to a lot of times how I feel when, like, my mom and my brother and stuff, they make me feel like they expect too much from me, and it is hard. Um, because my mom, I know, like, right now, she is not exactly in her happiest state. She tries to be, but she has convinced herself that the only way that she truly feels happy is when I'm there, and I can't always be there. Okay, where did my star speak go? Probably put it all the way down on the bottom or something. There it is. Because this one was only like a 7-day free trial. Do you need guidance in your emotional healing? Discover now the beautiful release and receive Oracle by Jennifer Rice and many others in our Indie Goes Oracle Cards Collection app. No, thank you. Okay. You enjoyed trying this app to keep using all its features. Okay. Uh, Trying to remember my password. I think it's, whoops. Okay. Back button. Connect with the stars. Okay. Hmm, interesting. I decided to go ahead and get it. Let's see. Charts. This one's interesting. It's got different charts: single planet, work and money, personal life, healing and growth, love and relationships, home and family, personality analysis, complete chart. So you can do each chart and then, or you can do them all at once if you want. Interpret chart. Chiron in house number 6. Work. Something needs fixing at work, and it may be your self worth. There will be an opportunity to heal a situation at work through your own brilliant ideas and methods. You star as a teacher healer in your work. Health. You can turn your health problem around through using an alternative healing modality like kinesiology or vibrational healing. Pets. A pet is a wonderful healing influence on you. If the pet is ill, alternative healing methods create a remarkable recovery. I like that. Complete chart. Here's my complete chart. Isn't it interesting? Cancer in house number 1. You are a homemaker, caring, nurturing, and protective of family and your feelings. Yep. Your weight may fluctuate with your emotional highs and lows. Yeah. Uranus in house 1. Personal direction. Show the world who you really are at this time of your life. Expect the unexpected, sudden change, surprises, or shocks. There is a need to be free of the past. An unusual person may appear, like a breath of fresh air, as a trigger for you to make an important change. Success comes through employing something totally new and different, or cutting edge. The results will have a 7-year effect on your direction and choices. Physical body. This is a restless time for you, so beware of accidents through trying to cram too much into the unforgiving minute. Environment. The winds of change are blowing around you. A radical new lifestyle will soon be an option. If you back away from necessary change, it will happen anyway, perhaps to your cost. Goodness. Leo in house 2. Oh boy. You're somewhat of a leader in the business world and therefore can hold a position of authority. Yeah. You like to spend money on your lover, your children, luxuries, your creative projects, and pleasure. Yeah. Um, don't get to do it very often, but Saturn in house 2. Earnings. Be realistic about your financial situation. It is not an ideal time to ask for a raise or to spend impulsively. You may have to make financial cutbacks and should commit to paying off your credit cards and other debts now. Be financially cautious and practical over the next 2 to 3 years. It will pay off with inner strength and know how. Possessions. Try not to make any unnecessary purchases at this time or make do with the minimum. Be respected for your shrewdness, your values. A disappointing situation is not a reflection of your worth. Interesting. I thought this um, deck was very informative. Let me put it that way. I'm gonna read the rest of them quietly though, because you don't want to give too much away about yourself, because then even though, I mean, like, because public, anybody can view this, but I thought I put subs only, so I'm not sure if anybody will or not. So if you give too much information about yourself, some stranger could try to use it against you. That's true. Radical approach. Interesting. What? No one's on. She hasn't popped on, so she might be busy. I didn't know if she was there at home by herself today again or not, so I was trying to, offer companionship and someone to talk to and hang out with if she was. But I give her a message on Signal. She didn't. I don't think she answered yet. So true. Interesting. Ow. Oops. No, I didn't want to do that. I'll read the rest later. Don't want too much like what I call dead time on here. Oh, golly. I guess Brooke is busy, so there's really no reason for me to stay on here.
You don't have to go with me. Just give me your card and I'll direct my order and shit. I got some there too.
I do want to put the colors down in here and everything. So the colors of the mica powder that I have. And I was thinking about possibly doing let people, on a live here on this live watch me cast. Actually pour some molds and stuff. Right now I'm getting my card to give to Chris so he can get the rent. Remember, 9094. Well, I just say that once in a while because I know you said sometimes you forget. We'll go to the loo. Be back in a few. out, Kalika. You might want to grab some more milk. This is all we got left. Bella? Hey, Kalika. Sorry about that, people. Had to go to the loo and finally get me some cereal. Get me some food down me so I can take my lipazine and take my vitamins. And I'm not worried about the fact that I just gave out my number for one of my cards because I have many. And I was out of camera shot, so nobody knows what card. So I'm not worried. But yeah, for stuff like that, should definitely be more careful. But that's kind of one of those, once you say it, you can't unsay it. The only way I would be able to take that off of here is to edit that out, which I might do, Sorry, my hair is such a mess, but it's one of those I don't give a flying leap today, Let me get, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to have to literally get the box over here that has the colors in it so I can show the colors that I have and figure out what color casting I want to do today. Because I have found that it is easiest and most easiest. Well, I guess I could probably do several colors at once. I'll have to see once they get here. I wish I could find my paintbrushes so I could take these tubes of white paint that come with the stuff that I get and okay. This is going to be difficult. Okay, this one I will say is more like a kind of a red color, or the closest thing to like a red or a rose. No, Bella. But this is one of the colors. I know you can't see it very well. Let me go ahead and do that here in a minute. After I get my cereal eaten, because my cat Bella is trying, he wants the milk from the cereal, because this is Honey Nut Cheerios, so it'll have that makes the milk sweet. Knock it off. Kalika. Knock it off. If you bother him and he kicks your butt, I'm going to let him. For this cereal, I thank you now. As it sustains me, please allow your blessings on these gifts in me, as I will, so mote it be. So you guys will have to just bear with me while you're watching me sit here and eat cereal. I could do it off camera, but then you would just have an empty couch to stare at. But hey, you could always have breakfast with me, especially if you haven't eaten yet, because it's not like I'm going to see you guys. I will only know if you're on here if you pop up on the chat. Chris was watching Benny Hill last night at the 1 a.m. hour, and it is funny. It does have its own charm, but it's just not my thing. I'm just not into Benny Hill. Which any of you Brits on here should know who I'm talking about. He's a famous comedian. And he's British. Ow! Oh, I hate that. When I get an unexplainable pain just through a random part of my body for no reason. This time it was my right heel on the side and on the inside. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm just sitting here. What? I didn't do anything that should have caused that. This time, whatever batch of castings I do today, which reminds me I have to keep glancing out the window every few minutes or so. So if the Amazon truck pulls up, then if I suddenly jump up and run, you'll know why. I'll probably be like Ooh, Amazon truck. And then I'll be right back. And then I'll run down and get it. Because we're on the top floor. Of our building. So I have to literally fly down the steps. You might as well say, as fast as my little feet will carry me, to get to the door, to open it, so that they see somebody standing there. Because you can't get into this building unless somebody opens the door or leaves it open for some reason. It's one of the few bits of somewhat security we have in this building. Not just anybody can walk in. They have to have a key. Or the right to be here because they're visiting somebody in the building and can prove it. I know I mentioned, I think, a book club on here. I shake my hands like that because I have carpal tunnel and I have damage in my left hand and arm and some of it's nerve damage. From an attack several years ago. For those of you that don't know, I was mugged, carjacked, and pistol whipped in the back of my own building. Suffered a concussion. Now, because of that, even though it was several years ago, I have dizzy issues that I have to deal with that come up out of nowhere. When I lay down at night to go to sleep, I have to either lay on my left side or my right side, because if I lay flat on my back, the room goes vertigo on me. I need chiropractic adjustments again. I know that's a big part of it. Because back when I was getting them regularly, I didn't have the dizzy issues. And now it's proving even more difficult and extremely a pain in the ASS that I can't seem to find a place that takes my health insurance, which is CareSource, that can also give me the therapy that I need, not just for the concussion and my neck issues and my dizzy issues, but I would love to be able to get on a weight loss program of sorts. But right now, as it is, I'm winging it. I'm trying my own stuff as far as the weight loss. Don't know how well I'm doing because I haven't weighed myself, because I don't like weighing myself if it says that I haven't lost any, or maybe I've lost 10 pounds and then I just turn around and gain it right back. And from what I was reading in my chart just now, before I decided, okay, you know what? Kalika, stop. Don't do that. A lot of my weight loss and weight gain falls into emotional highs and lows. Like if I'm on an emotional high, for instance, well, maybe it makes me more motivated, encourages me instead of discouraging me to keep going. When I'm having my lows, those are the worst. This is my lipozine. See? Blue pill, horse pill. But you just get a good mouthful of liquid, swallow that baby down. So sadly, until and unless I get my emotions in check and more balanced, I'm thinking I'm going to continue struggling with the weight loss, because when I'm feeling low, I want comfort. That's when you start bringing out the comfort foods and start eating the very things that are going to cause you to gain the weight. So because these powders are not marked, the name of each color is not marked, I'm just going to have to show them individually. And when I do a batch of resin pieces with a particular color, I will show you this is the color. This is what it comes out to be. Because like I said, this one is kind of like, some may call it like a rose, a red rose, or a rose red. But it's really hard to determine until you actually use it. Here's a real pretty blue one that I have, which I have used. Black. This is a lighter pink. A light green. This is like a kind of like a copper color. This is the names I'm giving these. White. Yellow or gold. So the white could also be interpreted and used as like silver. A light, bright orange. And a real pretty purple. And I believe that's all the mica colors I have. Yes. So, like I said, once I have decided what colors I'm going to do with this batch today, then I will hold up the color of mica powder that I used, and then I'll show the product so you can gauge what it looks like and what the color, turns out to be once the piece is complete. Give me a minute here. I'm going to go get my hairbrush and brush my rat's nest. And turn on my lava light. Because my lava light is very special to me. I got a real pretty rainbow one this time. Because the last one that I owned was many, many years ago. Don't remember how old I was when I had it. Don't remember where I got it. Don't remember where I was living when I had it. But I do remember the color. Ow! And it was one of the blue ones. Meaning, hang on. The liquid in that particular lava light was, blue. And this new lava light, I would say the base color is yellow, but at the top of the glass is an orange, reddish kind of pretty color. Below that is a yellow. Below that is a green. And then the base and the very tip, like the very tip, the metal part that goes on top of the bottle, it is red, real pretty red. And then the bottom is like a green, blue, and purple color. And it's off over here to the side. I might show it later. I don't know yet. But as soon as Amazon gets here, which that could be the next 5 minutes, it could be not for 20 minutes or more, then I will, like I said, if you hear me say Amazon's here or something of that nature, then, and I jump up and suddenly run, it's to go down and open the door so they know that somebody is there, so that they don't put a sticker on my window saying, we tried to deliver your package, but nobody was home. Or they'll come up with some lame excuse like, there was an animal in front of the building, so we weren't able to, get your package to you. I'm like, whatever. It's like BS, because we don't have, all of our pets are inside pets. They're not outdoor pets. They never have been, except for Bella. Now, Bella, back when the weather's warmer, or because right now it's not, but during the spring and summer and stuff like that, those are times when Chris will let him outside more. But when dark falls, he will go down and he will make him come back in because, there's too many gunshots going off around us too often. And that's dangerous. That's a little too close to home, because if it's close enough that you can hear it, it doesn't so much matter what direction it's coming from. It's just alarming that it's that close, that you hear it that close. It makes people afraid to step out the door, afraid to go out and do stuff during the day. And I'm glad that Chris is over there taking care of the rent and everything, because I didn't really feel like going out anyway. Because it is cold outside and this and that. So, but I do have my book down here. This is I call it my big book, Solitary Witch. So this is geared towards solitary practitioners like myself. Not that others can't use it, because there's some very useful stuff in here. It's called The Ultimate Book of Wiccan Shadows for the New Generation, Solitary Witch. What you'll find in this book of shadows. Shadows of Religion and Mystery is the first amongst them. We've got blessings, the 13 powers of a witch, gift blessing, meal blessing, bedtime blessing, personal journal, book blessing, charge of the goddess, the charge, part 1, the charge of the star goddess, part 2. It's got some, very informative information. Honey and the Rain, circle casting, walking the circle, how the circle works, triple circle magic, solitary communion with cakes and ale. I thought it said communication because I don't have my glasses, but then I was like, nope, that's not what I thought. Giving the offering, moon cookies recipe, Silver's witch's brew recipe, cone of power, creation story, ball energy exercise. I could start reading from any one of these. Espit, 13-step solitary espit, basic ritual structure. And then it has the supplies and, the instructions and everything. Esbat, flavors of the moon. And then it goes into the zodiac signs: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, full moon in Aries, full moon in Taurus. It's a very informative book, but I wouldn't even know where to begin, because my thought is, and I speak from past experience of other lives that I've done, I will start a book like this. I will have every intention of reading a little bit of the book each time I do a live, and then forget to do it. So then I end up leaving broken information that I don't want to do to somebody and confuse them. My only hope is that it will inspire them to get the book themselves and read it. I'm pretty sure this is still available in the bookstores. It's by Silver Ravenwolf. It just says Book of Shadows, the ultimate book of shadows for the new generation. And it's a good book. It's a good book to have. As you can see, I've got many spots marked from different things I've done. And I think over here, if I can get to it, which I can't, I finally found my my paranormal books. That's just me moving the table that I have that's sitting in the way of me getting over here to this book that I'm trying to get. I'm pretty sure it is what I've been meaning to, one of the ones I've been meaning to read on here, because I have two, it is two identical copies of this book. How I ended up with two, I don't remember, but it is part of my astrology parapsychology course that I actually got my diploma for. And I decided to pick the table up and move it back. But it's tricky when you set it back down, because if you don't set it down just right, it collapses and makes a mess. So in my broken book reads and bits and pieces, my hope has always been and always will be that, as annoying as it is, and I apologize for that fact, I am not doing it to be annoying. It's a lot to commit to, and no guarantee that even if you read a little bit of the book each day, that, my subs are always going to be able to be on. So then they, they could probably go back and watch the videos later, and that's fine too. But I thought this was interesting, and I need to write some new stuff in here. It has sections throughout this book where you can actually write down your feeling on stuff. But this is interesting. Now, you won't be able to get this book in the stores that I'm aware of, because this comes from Stratford Career Institute, where I got my diploma for the astrology parapsychology course. This is the only one that I have actually completed. I have 3 other courses I'm still trying to pay off. And unless and until my business really starts taking off and I can get a lot of pieces made and sold, I'm not going to have the money to pay them back. But I want to pay them off one at a time, starting with the very first one that I owe on, which was a sewing course that I did through Stratford. Excuse me. The second one was a computer course. The third and final one was cosmetology. I never completed the courses. So that's 3 courses down that I still need to pay off, because that's always going to be a debt over my head. And even if I doubt very seriously they would give me the rest of my materials so I could complete the course. They just want their money. So if I wanted to take the course again, not only would I have to pay them back, but I would have to pay for the course all over again just to be able to do it again. And they have not had this course available in Stratford since. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I will try to read the whole thing. If I don't, again, I apologize, but I'm hoping whatever I do read, if nothing else, it will give those of you that don't know these things already, it will give you insight into this version of, parapsychology and astrology. Introduction. There are few topics which provoke more conflict and controversy in our society than psychic powers. Members of the general public who have no direct exposure to these phenomena are often thrown into confusion by wildly conflicting reports in the media. On the one hand, they may hear a story about a psychic who has cooperated with the police department in solving a crime, which has baffled authorities for years. Then, on the other hand, there may be a news program exposing a dishonest fortune teller who was trying to extort money from some of her clients. Now, helping police to solve crimes is one thing that I have often and still do think about as a possibility of a way that I could use my gifts. But you have to think of it from the perspective that, again, it is a commitment. Once you start doing it, and especially the first case you help to solve, they're going to be coming back and asking you again and again and again and again and again. So either commit to it for all eternity, commit to it for only a certain period of time, or don't do it at all, because if you do and people start coming to your door and knocking on your door and wanting you to help them with this and wanting you to help them with that, those people I would inspire to either take a similar course themselves or get books on parapsychology and astrology and read it and teach themselves. So I don't know that I would actually be able to fully commit to using my abilities to help solve cases, because then it's expected of you all the time. And that can be stressful, is what I'm getting at. That can be stressful, and that can involve me being away from home more than I want to be away from home. Not to mention, when you're helping to solve a case, I have psychometry abilities, so I can touch an item and tell where it's been, tell who's had it, different things that the person did maybe throughout their lives. I've only done it a couple of times, but I think I did it really successfully. Anyway, so the ability's there, but again, you get out there and get yourself exposed to having that ability, then people come out of the woodwork and want you to touch things and tell you things about it. You open yourself up when you do that. You open yourself up to maybe some of the not so nice things that you see and feel, maybe even hear when you do that. So it's something to think about seriously before you open yourself up to it. Not only do most people not know what to believe, but they are largely misinformed about the fundamental nature and source of psychic powers and who can possess them. Even the positive news stories, which come out often, portray psychic powers as being extremely unusual abilities possessed by a very small number of individuals. As a result, whether they believe in it or not, the average person may tend to dismiss the topic as something which is unlikely to have any direct bearing on their own lives or their own prospects. This text will attempt to demonstrate how untrue many of these preconceptions really are. You will discover not only that there are a wide range of genuine psychic powers, but that virtually all human beings have a fundamental level of psychic potential. Psychic powers do not involve abnormal brains, nor are they indicative of demonic possessions. Rather, they have their source in an instinctive and highly emotional level of human psyche, a fundamental part of the essence of our beings. Most people, even those who would consider themselves conservative in their tendencies, accept that we are made up of a combination of mind, body, and spirit. We may argue about the fundamental nature of that mixture, but we all know instinctively that it exists. Even most scientists would acknowledge that there is more to a human being than a collection of cells and molecules. We do not have a clear understanding of that non-material part of ourselves, but we know that it is not only very real, but very powerful. The essence of developing psychic power is the ability to tap into the aspect of our basic selves. As such, it is something that is available to all human beings, as with any other human skill. Some will excel more than others in developing these capabilities. However, anyone who makes a concentrated effort to develop them can achieve higher than normal levels of psychic capability. The purpose of this publication is to help you develop your own psychic powers in several specific areas. It will present information explaining various types of psychic powers and also provide exercises and suggestions to cultivate some of these abilities in yourself. Part 1. The basics. The benefits of developing psychic powers. A call for integrity. There are many benefits in attempting to develop your psychic abilities. For one thing, there are increasing opportunities to earn a living through the beneficial use of genuine psychic powers. Please notice the use of the words beneficial and genuine. The fact is that anything which human beings can achieve, they can also abuse. We must be very straightforward in admitting that there is sometimes an abuse of psychic power, as well as an unfortunate tendency for fraud and deception. There are con artists who attempt to take advantage of both human gullibility and of a sincere desire, which we all share, to achieve psychic experiences. If you are interested in becoming a con artist, you have no need of this book or this training program. Invariably, the con artists in the world do not have any genuine psychic powers. Rather, they have spent their energies developing ways of fooling their fellow humans and deriving profit from doing so. They give our field a bad name, and if they end up in jail, that is exactly where they belong. It is not only safer, but ultimately easier and more enjoyable to develop legitimate psychic powers and to put them to beneficial use. What the con artists fail to understand is that if they spent as much energy studying psychic phenomena and learning to develop these skills as they do learning how to deceive people, not only would they have the opportunity to earn their living through psychic powers, but they would leave behind them clients who are both satisfied and impressed, rather than ones whom they hope to never run into again. Be honest, do it right, or don't do it at all. A chance for inner growth. Persons who genuinely possess psychic powers are unlikely to abuse them. The reason, as you will soon learn, is that you cannot develop psychic powers simply by following a set of instructions, as though you were baking a cake. Psychic ability goes hand in hand with self-discipline, self-knowledge, and a heightened awareness of reality and of one's place in the universe. You will discover that it brings relaxation and restoration to the mind and body. It enables individuals to be calmer, happier, more positive, and more successful in their interactions with others. It leads to an increased understanding of human development, enabling practitioners to become better teachers, parents, and citizens. It leads to a more fundamental consciousness and awareness of the world around us, of nature, and of the universe. As such, it provides a natural escape from the petty worries and concerns of our own individual existences. Persons who have truly achieved all of this can have only positive feelings towards their fellow human beings, never a desire to cheat or to harm anyone. Nonetheless, because psychic phenomena can be extremely intense and involve very important and private parts of people's lives, the opportunity is there for harm to occur, either deliberately or accidentally. For this reason, it is important for persons interested in practicing psychic powers to become thoroughly knowledgeable about what they are attempting to do, and to practice their skills with patience, care, and discipline. The incredible responsibility which attainment of psychic powers entails cannot be overstressed. A useful analogy. Perhaps we can make a comparison here between the world of psychic phenomena and the notion of intelligent life in outer space. Most scientists believe that there is probably other intelligent life in the universe. Indeed, it may be abundant. The conditions which led to the emergence of life on our planet are likely to exist on many other planets throughout the many galaxies. However, the one thing we can be fairly certain of is that there is no advanced intelligent life in our own solar system except what we know on planet Earth. If life exists on other planets in our solar system, it is very primitive, perhaps nothing more than simple bacteria. Therefore, if there is other intelligent life out there, it must inhabit planets in other solar systems. Now, this may sound like it's discounting the existence of UFOs and alien beings, but I don't share that philosophy. So it's like to each his own. If you feel that they truly are, they're out there, then they probably are. But as far as proof, I can't really help you because I've never encountered any myself. And from what horror stories I've heard about them, I don't want to. We know that these solar systems are at least 4, and in many cases, hundreds of light years away. This means that even if intelligent creatures in other systems were so advanced that they had found a means of traveling at the speed of light, it would take at least 4, and in most cases, many dozens or even hundreds of our years for them to reach us. If their spacecraft traveled slower than the speed of light, like all of ours do, it would take them even much longer than that. Scientists argue about whether or not other intelligent beings have ever visited our planet. If they have done so, however, it seems logical to assume that they come from extremely advanced civilizations. Such extraordinary advances would hardly seem possible on a planet where one nation was constantly at war with another, or where greed and political gain were significant factors in the development of science and technology. Indeed, only a highly unified race of beings working closely together for a common goal could achieve the incredible task of becoming capable of visiting us from other parts of the galaxy. This being the case, it would seem very unlikely that once they arrived here, they would engage in the sort of barbaric and stupid acts that are the fodder of science fiction authors and tabloid journalists. Now, again, to each his own. Just because these people don't believe in it, I'm not saying that what they're saying is wrong, but a lot of us out there may feel that it's wrong, that they do believe these beings are out there. Some of us have encountered them, but me, for one, I haven't. So it is, too, with psychic powers. Anyone who tries to use psychic power to get rich quick, to manipulate people, or to gain a tactical advantage over an enemy is not likely to achieve very much success. The reason being that the mental technology needed to attain the proper state of mind for true psychic experiences would be totally disrupted by such unscrupulous ambitions. Perhaps there is some sort of natural defense mechanism in the universe which assures that great power of any kind is unattainable without some degree of wisdom. Bear this in mind as you prepare to enter the world of psyche and its amazing capacities. When we say that everyone has inside them the basic requirements for psychic abilities, we are not saying that developing these abilities is easy. Most human beings also have the basic abilities needed to play the violin or to hit a baseball with a bat. However, very few go on to become renowned concert musicians or world champion athletes. The difference is that becoming, say, an athlete requires certain physical characteristics which many people are lacking. Thus, no matter how hard they might work at it, they have little hope of professional success. For psychic success, we all come equipped with the basic characteristics that are needed. The development of psychic ability does not require special abilities which nature has dished out to some of us, but not to others. You don't need to be over 6 feet tall, to have long fingers, or to be able to run a mile in less than 4 minutes. Everything you need is there, inside your head. The only question is, can you do the work that is needed to get in touch with it? Just as in music and in sports, a lot of that work is done on a practice field. It takes a lot of time and is often frustrating, especially in the beginning. If you are looking for something quick and easy, you have chosen the wrong field. Chapter 2. Getting ready, health, wholeness, and attitude. If you wanted to develop the ability to function as a champion figure skater, it is unlikely that you would decide to strap on some skates, go out onto the ice, and start throwing your body into the air, hoping that these actions would somehow result in triple axel jumps, tight spins, and other examples of figure skating art and achievement. On the contrary, you would have to do 2 very important things first. The first one would be to learn about figure skating and to get information and coaching on what is done and how it is done by other accomplished skaters. The next thing you would certainly have to do is undertake some basic physical conditioning and training to prepare your body to be able to accomplish these extraordinary actions which are well beyond the capabilities of the average person. You would not expect this to happen overnight. In all likelihood, even if you had the innate ability to skate at a championship level, it would take several years to reach peak effectiveness. Ironically, the comparison between figure skating and psychic achievement is more appropriate than you might at first assume. The fact is that all human beings maintain a very close relationship between their bodies and their psyches. Nonetheless, despite the interaction of these 2 elements, they are clearly separate and distinct entities. If the psyche refuses to cooperate, the body cannot succeed. This is extremely evident in figure skating. All of the top competitors entering a world championship event have undergone the necessary training and preparation. All of them understand what to do and how to do it, and all of them have prepared their bodies physically for the task. So why do some of them go out and perform their routines flawlessly, while others stumble and fall and end up discouraged and embarrassed with their performances? The fact is that the actions of our psyches affect far more than just psychic phenomena. This mix of body and psyche manifests itself in everything we do throughout our lives, from sports to career activities to relationships and interactions to such fundamental processes as resisting or fighting off disease. When the body and the psyche are functioning harmoniously together, high levels of achievement become possible. When one is fighting against the other, it becomes very difficult to succeed in any type of endeavor. Perhaps this is why an increasing number of professional athletes are turning towards meditation and other exercises and programs intended to develop and control the powers of the psyche. They have come to appreciate that any high level of achievement is more than a purely physical undertaking. Checking for Amazon. Physical and mental fitness. It is appropriate to keep the image of the figure skater in the back of your mind as you begin to prepare yourself for the development of psychic power. There is a training process and a gradual development of skills and level of achievement. That training process begins with basic conditioning, not only of the psyche, but of the body as well. Just as the athlete's body does not function if the psyche does not cooperate, the psyche does not function at peak effectiveness if the body is not cooperating or not up to the task. You cannot achieve high levels of psychic performance unless your body is healthy and cooperative. By this, we do not mean that you have to be in A1 physical condition in order to develop psychic powers. A person confined to a wheelchair is by no means excluded from psychic achievement. However, it is important that your general health and the day-to-day functioning of your body be at the best level that you are capable of attaining. This means not only that you should perform physical exercise, but that you should become aware of your diet, of the importance of relaxation and getting the proper amount of sleep, and of the need to keep active and to maintain a positive outlook and a high level of energy and motivation in all your activities. It is beyond the scope of this publication to give detailed guidelines on exercise, diet, and physical health. Certainly, there are many other sources available for you to obtain this type of information. The important point here is that you be encouraged to seek out ways of enhancing your physical well-being. Become health conscious, become fitness conscious, become diet conscious. Remember that the objective here is to have a body psyche which is capable of an all-around high level of functioning. You are not exercising in order to run faster than everyone else. You are not dieting in order to lose weight and obtain some body shape or physical target. Rather, you are using moderation and common sense in order to enhance your underlying level of health to prepare yourself to be able to summon and concentrate your energies in developing psychic power. The following is a short list of specific suggestions of ways to apply the general philosophy which has just been stated. Number 1, eat sensibly and in moderation, selecting foods which are as natural as possible. You should include as many raw foods as possible in your diet, including vegetables, fruits, and grains. Number 2, endeavor to arrange your schedule and environment to enable you to sleep soundly each night for a reasonable period of time, which is neither deficient nor excessive. Number 3, undertake a fitness program which includes a variety of beneficial exercises, at least some of which are aerobic. As much as possible, these activities should take place outdoors in the sunshine and in ways which are enjoyable and that stimulate positive feelings, rather than a sense of drudgery or duty. Number 4, relieve stress and rest your brain and nervous system through the practice of meditation. There are many valid forms and techniques for meditation, and you can seek out other publications which will help you develop a style that is suitable to your personality. It would take an entire book in itself to thoroughly explore meditation and relaxation techniques. However, what they all have in common is breathing control, awareness of one's own biological processes, silence, and a focusing of attention, sometimes by means of chanting or the repetition of soothing, pleasing sounds. Believe in yourself. The other general piece of advice that we can give you before we begin specific techniques and exercises has to do with outlook and attitude. It is almost impossible for human beings to accomplish anything when they do not believe in themselves and their ability to succeed. Sometimes self-doubts can be very subtle. We are not always aware that these doubts are interfering in our efforts. We believe that we are trying, but something is holding us back. Sometimes what is interfering is a very specific fear